We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll rove across the salt sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England, from Ushant to Scilly, for this land we made was a point called the Dead Man. Next granted off the minutes of Portland and White, we sailed then by Beachy, by Fairley and Dungeness, and bore straight away for the south, for the south, for them last. And we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar across the sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England, from Ushant to Scilly, let every good man drink up a full bumper, let every good man drink up his full bowl, and let us be jolly and drown melancholy. Drink a health to drink a health till drink a health till drink a health till soul and we'll set, and we'll roar like true British sailors, we'll rant and we'll roar across the salt sea, till we strike soundings in the channel of old England, from Ushant to Scilly is 34 leagues. Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you, ladies of Spain, for we've received orders for to sail for old England. And oh, very shortly does England
Well, ahoy there, mateys. You might be saying, why are you talking like a pirate? Why are you sounding like a pirate today, Scott? What's going on? Well, you may not know it among your busy lives, but today is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. The 19th of September every year is Talk Like a Pirate Day, which I don't do a fantastic job of doing, but I'm trying anyway. All right. So at any rate, I thought I would open up this premiere with a little bit of nautical flavor music with the U.S. Naval Academy choir singing a real pretty song and kind of giving you that flavor. Maybe even while they were singing, you could smell almost like sea salt in the air, right? And it is because of National Talk Like a Pirate Day. So if you haven't done it yet, take some time before the sun goes down tonight to talk like a pirate. Why not? It's fun. And I'm certainly not condoning what the real pirates of the past did, or the pirates even of today are doing. They do some pretty nasty stuff, and I'm glad for the U.S. Naval people being out there, and the Coast Guard people as well, to combat that evil. But the movies, the cartoons, and other things like that, it's just fun to be piratey sometimes. So let me get out of the way. Let me take this off as well so that I can actually can see again and tell you a little bit about the machine that you see in front of you. This particular machine, and you've already seen some of the shots probably on Facebook. That is if you Facebook it. If you don't Facebook it, then you probably haven't seen those pictures. But I'll share them with you during this premiere anyway. So this particular machine is a Singer 99, not a Singer 99K, as I've shown numerous times on this channel. This is a Singer 99. And the difference being the 99K obviously was made in the United Kingdom. The 99 was made in the United States. And you can see the serial number right here if you decide you want to look it up. You already know the year that this machine was made. I've already told you that. So you know it was born in 1955. But if you want to post in the chat or on Facebook, if you want to post in conjunction with this post a message as to the month, the day, the year that it was born, the number of machines in that production cycle, I'd like that as well. Then I'll go ahead and send you something special. So Singer decided to make 99s starting right around, I guess it goes all the way back to almost 1911. And there was really a clamoring at that time for a machine that didn't have to be in a table, something that had portability, something that was a little bit easier to move around with, if you were going to move around with it, that is. So they decided to come up with what I oftentimes have referred to as a tiny tot. And I've also pointed out as well that the Singer 99s and the 99Ks as well, their sisters from England, are actually shorter in overall bed length than the Singer Featherweight. So I'm talking about from here to here. When you measure that length and you compare it to the Singer Featherweight with that bed down on the Singer Featherweight, you've got a more compact sewing machine with the 99 and the 99K. Not to mention, and I mentioned this innumerable times in various videos of the past and premieres as well, that the other bragging rights of the Singer 99 and 99K is they also have a Meteor motor. They've got a 0.54 amp motor typically that's going to certainly shadow over the Singer Featherweight motor that's only 0.4 amps, 0.4 versus 0.54. Well, there were exceptions to that. And this machine in front of you, which I haven't even mentioned yet, belongs to Linda Wrench, just like the tool, Linda Wrench from Wisconsin. And she and her husband brought this to me back in August. And she had acquired it somewhere, I don't remember exactly where. But she really wanted to have it inspected, serviced, and fine-tuned, etc. So I put it under the microscope, I put it under the scalpel, and found all kinds of interesting things about this machine. Someone had tried to tinker on this machine at one time, or they were testing to see whether or not I was paying attention, because all from the balance wheel to the bobbin, I found screws and bolts that had been loosened. Not making it up, folks. So I had to go through and really scrutinize this machine, because either someone inadvertently or intentionally had gone through and loosened a bunch of screws and bolts, again, from the bobbin to the balance wheel, and I had to make sure all of those were tightened and secured properly, and also that the movement of those various pieces had not been changed. So what initially, at a glimpse when I saw this machine, and Linda brought it to the workshop and we took the cover off, and all in all, just a pretty machine. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a breeze. You never make that assumption. I never make that assumption when a machine hits my workbench. It can be prettier than a brand new shiny penny, but I'm going to scrutinize that machine just the same as I would if a machine arrives and it's cruddy and crusty and it looks like it was stored somewhere in the bottom of a ship aboard sea for many years. Okay, I'm not going to do the pirate voice again. But before, time began, I'm going to give both of those machines equal scrutiny. So again, Singer back in around 1911 decided they wanted to offer a machine that didn't have to be in a special table. They wanted to offer a machine that had portability. Shazam! You've got the 99, the 99K coming onto the scene. And if you hear in the background a little bit of thunder, we actually have a storm here today, so hopefully I don't lose power amid this premiere. But it's appropriate. It's almost kind of like we're out to sea and there's a horrible storm going on right now, mateys. Some of you could probably call and do a lot better pirate voice than I can. But I was getting to the point that there were exceptions even to the rule that the majority of the 99s and 99Ks came equipped with that 0.54 amp motor. It's really pretty much the same motor that you're going to find on the 201-2s and the 1591s. It's going to be around a 0.6 amp motor when it peaks out, but not on this Singer 99 that Linda brought to me. This machine, like some of the machines back in the day, back in the 1950s, were equipped with the same motor assembly as the Singer Spartan. And I presented the Spartan before on this channel, so if you haven't seen those videos, look them up. But if I zoom in on this nomenclature plate over here on the side of the motor, and if I hold the camera reasonably still, you're going to be able to see something interesting. And that is that this American-made Singer 99 from 1955 came equipped with the same motor assembly as the Singer Spartan, meaning it doesn't have a 0.54 amp motor, it has a 0.8 amp motor. We're talking power on a machine that is shorter in overall length than the Singer Featherweight. So this 99 that Linda Wrench brought me has 2 times the power of the Singer Featherweight. Plus, it's shorter in overall bed length. And you know, when I look at a machine like this and I say, okay, it's like taking one of the old style cars, putting a racing transmission in it, adding a big, you know, bore type motor into it, and then driving around and waiting for somebody to challenge you to a race, knowing the power reserve that you have in that car. And it's the same thing with this little 99. You might have somebody come up alongside, you know, kind of vroom, vroom, with a 201-2 or a 1591, and yeah, they're direct drive machines. So they've got a little bit of an edge there as far as that positive traction. But here you've got a little 99 but from back in 1955 that actually has a bigger motor than any of those machines. I mean, this is one cool machine. It really is. And I'm going to go ahead now and transition into some sew-offs on this 99, because that's really what everyone's looking for. They're not looking for me to talk like a pirate. They're not looking for me to tell you all the history on the 99, the 99K, although I think most of you find that interesting. What you're looking for is to see what this little tiny tot with a 0.8 amp motor can do underneath the needle. So let me move over towards the needle. I might find a little bit more nautical sailing type music, you never know, to kind of play as we're down at the needle playing. So bear with me for a second, and remind me in the chat if I forget. Remind me in the chat that I need to take you over to Facebook as well and show you some of the shots of this machine, okay? Let's see what else we can find with kind of a nautical type theme. Let's see here. Whoa! I think we're at the high seas and a storm is coming up, matey. A storm! A storm down at the needle. Ha 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 ha! Holy mackerel, I almost went off course there. Oh, I got a little bit of residual oil that came off of there. Uh-oh. Full grain leather, folks. Protected full grain leather. Through 2 layers. Here we go. not even going to go pedal to the metal. Not even going to go pedal to the metal, folks. And then we go with 2 layers of full grain leather. Look at that. Holy cow! And our lock stitch is equally gorgeous as well on Linda's 99. It's got to be the music, folks. It's got to be the music. Arr, matey! Arr, arr. All right. Let's do some of this elk hide as well. Oh, I ran out of music. That's such a cool sound. Alright, I did a little box there. A little bit of box through 2 layers of genuine elk hide. As we were out there at sea dealing with a, I can't even do a pirate voice. I'm horrible at a pirate voice. But at any rate, you can see it's just an absolutely gorgeous stitch as well. And again, we're talking 2 layers. You can kind of see it from the side there. 2 layers of genuine elk hide, not alkahide. It almost sounds like alcohol, but alkahide. I've made a new material! And here we've got the lock stitch, which is just as spectacular as that top stitch. And again, we're not talking about light sewing here, folks. We're talking about going through 2 layers of genuine elk hide. We already did the 2 layers of protected full grain leather, the single layer of protected full grain leather. And now, as you might suspect, we've got to do my U.S. Army grade canvas, right? So I'm going to start with 2 layers. I'm going to go ahead and fold it and get us up to 4 layers. And then I'm going to fold it again and get us up to 8 layers. And that really is the beauty of even this little tiny tot, this 99 from 1955, is you can fit the thick of thick underneath that presser foot. I'm not even doing a little hyperextension right now. You can see me moving the material back and forth freely underneath the presser foot. And again, we're talking 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. That is no easy task for any machine, let alone a tiny little innocent 99 like this, which happens to be, yes, equipped with a 0.8 amp motor. Ah! Absolute power, folks, absolute power. So here we go, 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. Rock and roll. I decided to kind of go up and down on the throttle a little bit there. That was not the machine struggling. As a matter of fact, I'll be happy to buzz back down at full throttle, or near full throttle I should say, just to show you how easy this tiny tot just got the job done. Not to mention, look at the stitch quality that this 99 just laid down. And I can tell you without hesitation, this 99 from 1955 that Linda brought me was not able to go through 8 layers of this U.S. Army grade canvas when I started. As you may have seen in the Facebook post, it actually had sparking on the motor. It was having some issues as far as the powerhouse of this motor. And there you can see our lock stitch as well on the 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. So I had to go through this machine not only looking for bolts and screws that had been loosened. Again, I think somebody was testing me. I think they were somehow, some way. But also, it just had some major powerhouse issues when it came to that 0.8 amp motor. 0.8 amp motor. I have no doubt that in the beginning, before I went through the motor and the rest of the machine, there's some featherweights, especially my optimized featherweights, that could have kicked this 99's behind, even though it has that 0.8 amp motor on it. Okay, so I promised you what we're going to do now is I kind of took a little bit slow going down these 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. Now we're going to give it just a little bit more pedal to the metal. Here we go. And that still was not even close Not even close. So our first stitch off is the one on the bottom. You can see it right there on camera. The one on the bottom is our first stitch off. The one on top is the one we just did with just a little bit more ferocity when it came to the power of that now fully optimized 0.8 amp motor. And there you can see on the back side is our lock stitch. Both of those lock stitches are brag worthy, just absolutely spectacular. So let me clip this thread. And what I'm going to do now is do just a little bit of my sewing around in a circle stuff, because I do want to show you that the maneuverability, the ability for this machine to navigate and to harness that power is one of its great strengths as well. And I'm going to do that through some of this full grain leather as well, and just show you what this little tiny tot is capable of doing. And yes, of course, I've got to put a little bit more nautical flavor type music on, if I can find it. Matter of fact, I could do Anchors Away. That would be a fun one to do. Also with the United States Naval Academy Choir singing it, because I had seen that one when I was searching for nautical sailing type stuff. And I think that's a real pretty song too. Really, really nice. Let's see what I can find here. Oh yeah, here we got it. Alright, so I'm going to do my final sew off, doing my little concentric circle, tight turning, maneuverability with this little 99 that happens to have a 0.8 amp motor, by the way. And we'll do it through this single layer, which is a pretty thick layer. It's probably about 4 ounces of full grain leather. And in the meantime, I would like to introduce you to the United States Naval Academy Choir. United States Marines. Oh, I went off course. Quick, get the compass. We're off course. Ah! Alright, not half bad. I went off course one time. I took that compass away that you saw in the opening of this premiere, and I shouldn't have done that because then I absolutely went off course. Compasses are pretty doggone important. They really are, especially if you're out to sea. So this is my final sew off on this 99. I think we really have put it to the test. And you can just see, even with this goofy stitching that I do with this little concentric circle stuff, I've got to kind of get my threads out of the way here, that this machine is everything about stitch quality as well. You know, I've said it a million times. You can brag about the machine size motor of any machine that has ever been made, and you can mow through stuff, but if you don't deliver a stitch like this consistently, I mean, look at that. It's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And you can see the maneuverability as well. Those corners we were making, even when I kind of went off course. And then the lock stitch is just as spectacular as well. And again, we're not talking sewing cotton or polyester here, folks. 4 ounces of full grain leather. And this is our last sew off, which is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I'm going to kind of line it, actually I'll put it underneath the presser foot And then I'll put those other stitch offs next to it. I'll kind of clip threads real quick as well. You know me by now. So there's our 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas, our single layer of protected full grain leather, and also our 2 layers of protected full grain leather. And last but certainly not least, are 2 layers of genuine elk hide. Go ahead and give that a clip as well. And as you remember, we did like a little square. I kind of squared that off a little bit. And I'll put that way over here by the pillar. I'm not sure how much of that you'll be able to see, but I'll stick it over by the pillar. Nonetheless, actually I can kind of put it like that. I think that'll be better. Okay, so let me get over by the camera and zoom in on these a little bit so you can see them a little bit more up close and personal. Again, I love the look of this blue on this light full grain leather, don't you? And as we go around that leather, I mean, just look at that. My goofy little antics of buzzing around. There you can really see the thickness of that full grain leather. See that? And this 99 that belongs to Linda Wrench, like the tool, just delivered a stitch consistently, the spacing, the formation. Even as I was buzzing around and really forcing those feed dogs to work and to move that material evenly underneath the presser foot, it didn't miss a beat. And then we did our 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. We did the kind of the slow down and let's really control the power. And then we did more of a buzz, let's rock and roll through 8 layers of U.S. Army grade canvas. And in either instance, whether we were going more pedal to the metal or whether we were really harnessing that power of that 0.8 amp motor on this Singer 99, the stitch quality, you know, you can look at them side by side, you can't even tell the difference. You know, where if you press some machines to really go pedal to the metal, you're going to see some variations as far as that stitch it lays down. And here we've got, actually I'm over 1 row. That row right there to the left is our single layer of protected full grain leather. Again, an absolute perfect stitch. You know, like I said, this is shorter in overall length than the featherweight, and they're always bragging, and I love my featherweight owners. I've owned a number of featherweights, but you'll hear them brag all the time about, featherweight has a perfect stitch. Well, you know what? A machine that's been properly serviced, restored, and fine-tuned to this degree, I'll match that stitch against a featherweight stitch any day of the week. Look at that. And we're not talking a light sew-off either. The one that you're seeing on the right there is 2 layers of protected full grain leather, and the stitch all the way down is absolutely perfect. The spacing, the formation, the same as, you know, the single layer. Again, you could put these side by side and really zoom in on that stitch so they couldn't see how many thicknesses of protected full grain leather you had. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And that's really a testimony of how well this machine is running now, since I've gone through the motor and the rest of the machine from bobbin to balance wheel. This is what an optimized sewing machine looks like. So if you have a 99 or 99K and you can't lay down a stitch like this consistently, send me the machine and I'll do a premiere on it just like Linda's and show you what amazing looks like. And see, you can see right there, I kind of went through it in the opening, but this again is a US made 99, where if you had a British one on the pillar, you would see made in Great Britain, and you would also see 99K, not just 99 dash. Okay, so now we've got our 2 layers of genuine elk hide. Here again, you can see from the side how thick that stuff is. And this 99 with that 0.8 amp motor just delivered a stitch consistently across these 2 layers of full grain leather that is just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is right. Okay, I won't do the pirate. I'm trying to do the pirate, folks. I'm trying so hard. Like I said, give me a call and talk like a pirate. I'll put you on the next premiere. So that's what we did with this 99. We had the opportunity to sew a variety of different materials. We did the single layer of full grain leather. We did all that buzzing around. Again, I would say just stitches that are just like, are you serious? Are you absolutely serious? Unbelievable. We did our U.S. Army grade canvas. We did our single layer of full grain leather. We did our 2 layers of full grain leather. We did our 2 layers of genuine elk hide, and could not challenge Linda wrenches, like the tool, 99 in any way. And again, when this machine came to me back in August, I can absolutely say with my hand raised and one hand on the Bible, it would not sew even close to this level. Not even close. So that just shows you again the difference when you're talking about a machine that has been on this workbench and optimized, and a machine that someone has dropped some oil in or polished up a little bit, and they're saying, well, I have fully restored this machine and she's ready to go, and I can promise you that she's as good as she's going to get. Well, any of those machines where people think that they're as good as they can get, send me that machine, and I guarantee I'll not only make it look prettier, which obviously Linda's machine now is really, oh my gosh, can I touch it? No, don't touch my machine. It's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. You take a 99 like this to a quilting retreat, you take it to a quilting expo and set it on your table with all of your wares, everybody and his mother is going to be out there saying, oh my gosh, what kind of machine is that and how can I get one? All right, let's go over to Facebook now. I've had my chance to try to talk like a pirate, which was a total fail. Thank goodness. My work on machines is so much better than my impersonations. So this is the machine after I did just a little bit of basic cleanup on it. I did some initial tests to see where the machine was at, how it seemed to be performing, and it wasn't so great. So here you can see the front of the machine, which if you look at it closely, shows that someone tried to do some painting on this machine at one time. I know it wasn't Linda, but somebody prior. You can see the run over there where they tried to paint something. Either the front of the machine, they tried to paint the bed, I don't know what they tried to paint. But this is all the runoff of them, obviously putting too much paint on and it kind of ran down the bottom of the machine. So that's one of the first things I noticed, is that it had some paint work done on it. And not really fantastic paint work either. So this next shot, you can see we're kind of rotating it back in the base. Some challenges even with the base, where you'll see as we go through these shots, one of the crucial mounting screws that attaches the machine head to the base was not even in. The other one was loose, was totally loose, and this other one was just floating around in the bottom of the base. So the machine was not properly mounted. Thank goodness it didn't come loose and detach from the base and potentially get damaged. Here we're looking at the front of the machine, and what you can see is a control center for stitch length. You can see we can go anywhere from around 6 stitches per inch all the way down to 30 if we bring that controller all the way to the top left there. And if you go all the way to the top, you're going to be what they traditionally call back tacking. You're going to be sewing in reverse. So this machine that's a 99 that was made in the US still has some of those attributes of the machines that were 99Ks made over in Great Britain, because that back tacking feature and the layout of this control center is virtually identical to those machines, again the sisters to the 99s that were made over in Great Britain. So here you may be able to see it in the shot. What again from a distance looks like a real pristine machine. You can see we've got a lot of bed damage, scratching. We also have some, it's maybe a little bit harder to see in this shot, but we have some paint separation occurring as well, where it tells me that this machine was probably stored in an environment that wasn't conducive to preserving the paint in a pristine way. And also it just, I mean, it just was put through the ringer as far as materials, maybe zippers and other things like that being dragged across the bed and scratching up the paint quite a bit. And I tried to address that a little bit, even though it's not part of my regular service usually. I did try to address that and clean that up a little bit for Linda, so it's a more attractive machine than it was when it got to the workbench. So on the back of this machine, like a lot of the 99s, the 99Ks, you'll see we've got what they refer to as a spotlight type light. And the name makes sense. You know, it looks like a spotlight. It kind of shines down there on the needle and the bed. Not always the most user-friendly light system to work with, because it has that glass insert that kind of seals off that light system. Unfortunately, it doesn't seal it well enough. There is oil, there is dirt, there is grime, there's other stuff that gets in there, and it begins to cloud that lens, and then all of a sudden you start losing the brightness that you may have started with. So I tried to address that a little bit, just to clean it up, so that Linda will hopefully have a little bit better visibility down at the needle. You'll also see just to the rear of that, we've got that really cool 0.8 amp motor. It's basically the same motor that's going to be on the Spartan machines. Really a meaty, nice motor. And you can just catch the edge of the faceplate there. Beautiful faceplate as well on Linda Wrench's 99. And you've already seen this, so we kind of zoomed in on it during this premiere. But there again, you can see the nomenclature plate, made in the USA, and 0.8 amps of power. Here we're just kind of looking from the side on the balance wheel. Again, just a pretty little machine, it really is. And here we're kind of zoomed in on the branding medallion for the machine, the 99 plate, and then also the serial number. And again, if you want to look this serial number up during the premiere and post the month, day, and the month, day, and the year. You already know the year is 1955, and the number made in that production series. I'll send you something special. And if you're not able to do it during the premiere, if you missed the premiere, then go ahead and post it on Facebook, where this announcement of this premiere is made underneath there. And the first one to post it will get something special. So here again, you're just kind of seeing the condition of the paint. And again, if you look at the condition of the paint here, I'm going to kind of move my sew-offs to the side real quick. And this is even after me dragging material around on the bed. Compare this in the pre-condition. Where am I? To this. And again, you're going to see a little bit of marring on there because we were dragging material back and forth in the front there. But you can see when you properly clean and condition the paint, even when it's in condition like this, there's a lot you can do to bring back that finish without having to debris the surface fully, without having to add more clear coat, without having to do haphazard painting like they tried to do, at least on parts of this machine at one point, and without having to strip it all the way down, obviously, and put brand new paint on. So never give up on a machine. Machines generally can be brought back from the grave. So here we're looking at the bottom of the base for this machine, and you'll see it's just kind of filthy. We've got remnants of dirt and grime and material, and right back there is something that is really critical to this machine being safe and secure, and that's that little set screw that goes to mount this machine to the base. There's a closer look at it right there. And again, it was just loose in the bottom of the machine, which means the machine was not mounted to the base properly. It could have come detached when Linda was moving around with it, carrying it or otherwise. And here, it's kind of hard to see here, but here you can see the open space where that set screw is supposed to be to mount this machine to the base properly. Wait a second, I think I just skipped one. My finger got happy. Yeah, I did. So there you can see the set screw, getting ready to put it back where it's supposed to be, which again is this empty little space right there. And screwing it back into place so that that machine is properly mounted. Over the years, I can't tell you how many machines I've received where they didn't take the time to make sure that that machine was mounted to the base properly, and when it was being shipped and in transit, that machine has come loose from the base, and there's been serious damage that's resulted. So I'm just showing you here the raceway area. It's got that wonderful, convenient drop-in bobbin, and one of the great features of a number of the Singer sewing machines when they added that feature to make it so convenient to access that area and to change out bobbins. Another shot there, just kind of showing you the machine faceplate area. Here we're looking at the bottom of the machine, kind of right below the raceway, and as you'll see in some of the pictures that I took of the owner's manual, and the owner's manual actually that Linda has is not specifically for the 99, it's for the 9931. I'm going to kind of go over here and put it by the camera for a second here. This is the manual that Linda has. It's a 9931. It's actually a 99K31. That was a British made machine. And the difference between the 99K31 and the 99 is it was equipped with a knee controller, so that you were able to operate the machine with a knee controller versus using a traditional foot controller. So a lot of oiling points in this machine. We'll get to that in a little bit. You'll see I took some pictures out of the manual that I thought might be helpful to you to show you various parts of the machine, how to maintain it, how to thread it, etc. So here again is just the raceway area. Lots of oiling points even in that area alone. And here again we're looking at the bottom of the machine, some of the stamping on it. Continuing to move across the bottom of the machine. Lots of oiling points on the bottom of the machine as well, folks. A lot of folks will concentrate on the top of the machine, maybe the raceway area, but they oftentimes will neglect the bottom of the machine when it comes to maintaining it with proper lubrication. So here's one of the first shots I just decided to photograph and include with my Facebook post. It's showing you the way you set the machine up to wind a bobbin. So I thought that that might be helpful as you out there that have 99s, 99Ks, 99K13s. All that you're about to see as far as coming out of that manual is pretty much going to apply. It's going to be relevant and hopefully helpful to you. Here you've got the upper threading, threading the machine up. And when it comes to this machine, make sure when you're setting up, when you're putting the bobbin into the bobbin space by the raceway, that you have that thread coming over the top. And also make sure when you're setting the needle that you're going to have the needles with the flat side to the right, and then you're going to be threading this machine from left to right. So again, the flat side on this 99 is going to be to the right, and then you're going to be threading the machine from left to right. Doing otherwise will give you some very interesting challenges. And here they're giving you a little snapshot on the motor, and you can see in big bold print on the top, the motor requires no lubrication. That's, I would say, about 90 to 95% true. Whenever you have a motor that has a pulley on it, the pulley being this part right over here, right where I'm focused right now, the belt rides on that, it runs at the highest revolutions. Putting a little bit of grease on there to allow the ease and movement of that is only going to help you. So internally I agree, the machine doesn't need to be lubricated inside anywhere. Most motors never need lubrication inside. They do need cleaning and deep cleaning, but lubricating the pulley area is not a bad idea. Here you're just seeing the raceway area where the hook operates, and they're just showing you as well that there are some lubrication points in the raceway hook area as well. And here again we're looking at the bottom of the machine. You can count those as well as I can. We've got 4 on the left, 3 on the top, and 3 on the right, and 3 on the bottom. So what is that, all of you quick mathematicians? It's 13, right? 13 lubrication points just on the bottom of the machine. And when you add them all up, there's probably close to 30 lubrication points on the 99, including the faceplate area, which this is also an area that is oftentimes neglected. And again, kind of like the pulley on the motor, when you're looking at the movement of the needle, the repeated movement of the presser foot bar going up and down, up and down, up and down, there's some real critical lubrication points in the faceplate area as well. And you can count them, 3, 5, 6, 7 lubrication points. And I would actually argue there's probably about 3 to 4 more lubrication points that they're not mentioning. Right on the back of the tension controller, there's some pivot points on there as well that should also be lubricated. And here again, we're just looking at the overall lubrication points on the outside of the machine, from the bobbin all the way over to the balance wheel. These were just some fun shots in the publication that I thought were kind of nifty. The old Singer storefront with the Singer vehicle that would go door to door. They would do servicing sometimes in the home. They would go door to door and do sales as well. So I think that is, I mean, obviously a lost benefit that we can't expect anymore. Although my customers can, because I still make house calls, and I still, when possible, will try to service machines in the household, especially for elderly customers that aren't able to haul the machines, or aren't able to get out otherwise. And here it almost looks like a rave, doesn't it? You've got all these ladies gathered together, and you've got one in the front, obviously, that is giving some tutelage, and they're all looking on. You can see their expressions with utter amazement and fascination as she's telling her tale of how to finish off that seam or whatever she happens to be telling them. And here it's kind of scary. You've got this person back here with no face. That must have been a printing error. And here you have that homemaker at home doing marvelous things with her fantastic Singer sewing machine. She probably just got done making those drapes. So and this is one of the little supports in the bottom of the base that the machine rests on, and it was totally loosened, so I had to re-glue that in so that it's secure. That's all I wanted to show you in that shot. That's the feed dog area. When I first got the machine, you can just see it was really, really nasty, filthy. And that's not just lint. I mean, that's oil, that's grease, all kinds of remnants in there that are impeding the natural optimized movement of those feed dogs to be able to move that material smoothly and consistently. And there we've got a little bit of a cleaner area. I don't think I'm fully done with it at that point, but certainly a step up from where it was at. And I think that's my final shot, just kind of showing the machine after it was mechanically, electrically, and optimized otherwise as far as the mechanics of it. And I'm really, really close there to doing some initial sew-offs and some strength tests, and ultimately leading up to this premiere where this 99 that belongs to Linda Wrench, like the tool, can show its stuff, can strut its stuff. Yep, full circle. So again, those of you that are absolutely devoted to YouTube, I'm so grateful for that, but these are the things that if I, for whatever reason, when I'm doing a premiere, if I don't have time to pop over to Facebook and show you what I posted there, those are all things that you're going to miss. So, you know, just take into account, you know, you can always set up an anonymous, protected type account. Facebook will even walk you through how to do it. And that way you don't have to be fearful of someone getting your information or being a victim, you know, by having a Facebook account set up. So again, what a fantastic machine. The 99 again, the 99 series kind of started back in the early 1900s, around 1911 or so, and they just got better and better. This 1955, especially with that upgraded motor, is just a little powerhouse that is hard to beat. It really is. I could sew side by side with a 99 like this, especially if it's in a solid base like this, and I would be able to go head to head in many respects with the 201-2 or the 1591 if it's been optimized properly, like this machine has. So don't sell the 99s as a machine that isn't able to come alongside the big boys and sew at a level that most people would just go, are you kidding me? You saw it today between the full grain leather, the U.S. Army grade canvas, every single sew off was just spectacular. And that's what you can expect when you've got a machine running at its top game. So great having you at this premiere today. Seeing if there's anything else. Yeah, what the heck. We'll end with a little tune called Hands Across the Sea. Again, it's kind of a nautical theme today because of it being National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Pirate Day. If I can even talk. And so we'll end with this song, also by the United States Naval Choir, Hands Across the Sea. And I'll come off the tripod, get a little bit closer to Linda Wrench's machine. Well, ahoy there, mateys! Talk like a pirate today, and have a great rest of the afternoon.